Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Real Deal Property Sharks. I am your host, Jersey Mike. And of course, you know I always say, I'm the real deal. And of course, you know my two co-hosts, lovely Deborah Face, the face of real estate.
Hi everybody.
And are you blind? My blind co-host, Coach Nick. I don't know what you coach.
Hey, what's up?
Coach Nick.
Come here, it's Braille. Wait, what am I touching? Sorry, my bad.
Anyway, folks, before we get into the show, we have another zany show for you today, of course, like we always do. But in case all of you out there are ever wondering, where do I come up with this stuff? They say that all the time. I say it's meteors with ideas. Well, I'm going to let you in a little secret, okay? I do have a research department, okay? Her name is Kathy. Hi, Kathy.
Thank
you, Kathy.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Great job.
Kathy researches everything that I tell you, so you can call me whatever you want, but you can't call me a liar because then again, I'm the real deal. Okay, I'm giving it to you straight. So, in case you're all wondering, it is research, everything is true. And that's why we encourage that, like you guys out there, if you want to write in, give us topics or whatever, and we'll give you a shout out too, okay? But anyway, to get started, guys.
Because he's the real deal.
He is the real deal. Yeah.
Okay, gang, today, of course, we're going to do something today. Now, we're going to start off with this, all right? Now, this is going to go into real estate, too. There's companies out there, now, I can't imagine this, that have pet-friendly workplaces. Ow! I think like ours. That damn dog.
That wasn't a dog.
Under this.
He just excited me.
That's your CNI dog. Stop. Okay? Anyway, there's companies out there that have pet-friendly workplaces. All right, now imagine just going to work and having your pet at work.
Yeah.
And to name a few, which is Uber. You've heard of Uber in San Francisco. Pet-friendly workplace. There's like 10 of them, but I'll just give you examples. There's another one called Procore in California. Okay, they're a big
software company.
correct. And then, you all know this one, Amazon.
Never heard of it.
In Washington State, okay?
Well, that's not the only places. I actually went to a business just the other day, and I walked in, and there was a dog behind the counter, and the woman was sitting there, and the dog had its own bed and everything. And she says, "Yep, come on inside." I come in, there's 3 more dogs, and I'm like, "Oh my god,
Really?
The dogs are really taking over."
Isn't that like a stark contrast to condo living in Florida?
I think
where
so.
there's restrictions on pets, and you have to get like these extensive documents.
Oh, yeah. For the service dog.
So I have a community that it's not a dog-friendly community, but there's dogs in the neighborhood, obviously. So people would go onto the internet and they would just print up these documents.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. It's not dog-friendly. What does it mean? Are people insulting the dogs? Hey, you know what? You're slopping over there. Your nose is wet. What's wrong with you?
It means if it's not a service animal or not emotional.
Yeah, that's a service dog.
And an emotional.
I'm emotional. I need a dog.
I got a pet. Never mind.
Well, and if it's an over 55 community, you'd think that they would
How do they feel
allow.
about cats?
That's a good point.
No.
Because, actually,
That was an old Johnny Carson thing with Zsa Zsa Gabor. We don't want to. We can't say that on here, but
they do seem to allow cats.
PG-13.
But maybe because you don't see them outside. But what was happening in these communities that they don't allow the dogs unless it's some form of service
dog.
Okay, so people would just go online and they would just print up these certificates that say it's a support dog or whatever.
My psychiatrist said I have to have a service dog because I have PTSD.
Absolutely, and you would just get.
So you get like a Marmaduke dog.
Yeah, Marmaduke. No, Astro, right, George? Right, George from the Jetsons.
Well, it was getting out of hand because now everybody's getting dogs, and then none of them are.
Wait a minute, excuse me. Not just dogs. There was a lady on a plane. She had, what was it, a service duck.
Yeah,
another one had a peacock.
What a quack.
But a bump. But there is, people imagine like they have all strange stuff because, it's a service dog, it's service animal. Okay, and they're doing the dogs, turkeys, rabbits.
Didn't Mike Tyson have a tiger?
Oh, yeah.
Tyson's
I don't know that. I don't
That was
know.
on the show.
That I don't know.
Tony the Tiger. Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah.
Or imagine being at work, like all of a sudden, why are you late? Well, I was just out walking my dog. And imagine having dogs, like you're sitting at a desk and you other people with dogs, they're humping one another, they're fighting. This one has rabies, this one's suing this one, and then somebody comes in with a bird flying all over the place, a snake.
So the bird flies on their shoulder.
I mean, that's insane.
Crazy. I often wondered about the dog parks. How do the dogs get along? Like,
Hey, that's my swing.
And do they have to be careful because they're in the park and there's strangers nearby? You never know. I mean, you know.
Well, you never know. I mean, it's crazy. But the dogs are taking over. They're everywhere. Now they're in the workplace. They're in the communities. And I love dogs.
I don't like dogs.
I love dogs.
Or did you ever
I really
see-
do. But you have to follow the rules. I mean, you just do. You have to follow.
Did you ever put like a super? That's funny. I've seen them in supermarket. People putting them in strollers.
Strollers.
Like this is like okay. Listen, this woman went from Barbies with her dad now to a dog. Like all of a sudden, like she's grown now. She has nobody now. She puts it like a dog. Like this is my
I
child.
can't tell you how many times I've gone up to a person with a carriage because I love babies. Oh my God, look at, and then it's a dog.
Let me pinch it
What a beautiful
down.
baby. But they're just like their family. So you just say, oh, what a beautiful baby.
You know what I think is really cool? I've watched videos on social media where they dress the dog up in these uniforms where they look like they actually have like a human body.
Oh, yes, that's so funny.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like
Or-
one's a baseball player with the hat, another one's a fireman. You know what I mean?
Good for Halloween.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
I remember, okay, well, this is something that when I see people, now this baffles me about Florida. Again, Florida, oh, gee, I'm
Great
so
place.
surprised. They go
Great real
in,
estate though.
Great.
where I grew up in New Jersey, I grew up in the meat business. My dad had a butcher shop in Delhi, in Toms River, for like 22 years. I started working in when I was like 10. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that New Jersey is so strict. They don't care. This is nothing against people with handicap. They don't care if you're blind.
Hey,
When, like I said, nothing personal.
Wow.
And I don't want anybody to get mad, but no, this is a fact. They don't care if you're blind. You are not allowed to bring an animal into a store where there's food.
Right.
Period. They don't care. Now,
Sanitation.
I see, right.
Sanitary reasons.
Sanitary reasons, because food, and it makes sense. I will go in the supermarkets down here, people in the strollers with their carriage, they got dogs.
Always, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
unbelievable.
you see that all the time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I
crazy.
don't get it. So, but yeah, there's a lot of communities like with the dogs. And
So
how big they're supposed to be.
But I'm
Yeah.
also kind of interested in hearing this stuff that you were going with businesses that are animal friendly. I mean, what's that all about?
Right. Well, okay. The way it comes off that research, like I said, there's about 10 different companies, major companies, that make it pet friendly. So imagine going to work. Like in the morning, you bring your pet with you.
Is there a reason for that? Is it because they want people to feel? Does it make them happier at work because their animals are there? I mean, is there a reason why? They
I have
don't
no
have-
idea.
Or they don't have a
I have-
babysitter for the
And
dog?
what happens if two dogs don't get along and they have a fight?
That's what I just
Is there
said.
like a dispute section?
That's what I just said. You're on the phone. You're an executive, and you go, "So yes, and the stock will be this." And everybody goes,
Hey, Tito, relax.
or lawsuits because your dog just bit your coworker, or
Yeah, that's crazy.
and then the other people because everybody says,
Or your dog just pissed on the other guy's leg.
yeah, just pissed on that.
What a piss.
Or imagine like because one person, like there's going to be a person there. Well, I have a pet, and just because it's not a dog, I can't bring my pet to work. Okay,
I'll
Mr.
just give him
Jones.
the bird.
It's gonna be Animal Planet before you know it.
Yeah, it's going to be like Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah,
It's going to be a
birds
zoo.
flying around. And
Well, listen,
crap all
Amazon,
over
I
the
mean,
world.
Most people will bring it. People will start bringing in turkeys,
The world is definitely
gerbils.
changing. It's definitely changing.
Gerbils.
Okay, maybe here you go. I have a service horse. I want to bring my horse to work.
How big is it?
Wait,
Well, I mean, it might take up too much room.
Okay.
Listen, get your mind out of the gutter.
wait.
It's a horse, it's a
Okay.
pony, is it a little colt?
No. It's Mr. Ed.
Are you driving it around, riding it around? Or?
I'm just going to gallop to the bathroom now. I'll be right back. Anybody want anything?
Oh, God.
See, folks, this is like, I'm telling you. I know this is coming off crazy, but this is all true.
So this thing about the service dogs in the houses and apartments in the HOAs in Florida, I've seen that all over the place. That's very common that
But it's
they
very,
restrict it.
because it's been abused, because
Uh-huh.
people can just, like I said, print out a certificate online.
Yeah.
Now you have to get it
A
from
doctor.
your doctor, and the doctors aren't, because
They're not
they're
giving
kind of, they're getting more strict with the doctors. I don't know if there's a fine for the doctors if they do it, like, you know.
Really?
If they, because I have a friend who tried to get one of these notices, I'm sorry, one of these certificates.
Certificate, service,
And they couldn't.
right.
And I thought, why wouldn't your doctor just give it to you? It's your doctor. But if they didn't, it just tells me that they must be cracking down on them. You know, so maybe they're, can have a fine. I don't know.
Say,
There's also like I know myself in my apartment where I live. You can have a dog, but it can only be a certain breed, like certain breeds. You're not allowed to have a pit bull. You're only allowed to have a dog if it's only
20 pounds or under.
or 30 pounds on like a certain
It's a
weight.
thing, yeah.
what if
Okay.
it's anorexic? I'm just asking.
Yeah. Nothing about that.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me because I had a snake, 2 iguanas. I have a parrot now. I mean, it's it's different. I ain't worried about. I'm not worried about the.
You know that they actually cook the iguanas?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah, they call them.
now.
Yeah, because for people that are
Got
not from
iguana?
Florida, iguanas are not native to Florida.
No, they're
I
not.
heard that too, yeah.
And they have no natural predators, so they're all over.
Right, right.
I mean, I was going
And
over
because
one of
it's
the
ghetto.
causeways in Dania.
Yeah.
Right.
Dania.
Right.
Very
Dania
pretty,
Beach.
very pretty
nice.
beach.
Yeah,
very pretty
down by
beach.
Hollywood.
And right by the bridge, just before you got into Dania.
Yeah.
Do you like to say Dania?
Do you like to say Dania? Say it one more time.
Dania.
Dania.
What was the town again?
Dania.
Okay. Dania.
There was a bunch of these freaking iguanas. They and they just hang out there like that.
Well, in Mexico, from what I
Is that
understand,
where they're from?
they eat them all the time.
Do they?
All
Yeah, I
right.
heard they roast them.
Well, no, did you ever hear the song by?
What does it taste
I
like,
don't know.
chicken?
All right. In the 80s.
Everything tastes like
Everything tastes
chicken.
like chicken.
No, it does. It does.
Especially when you
That
go to Chinese food. But never mind.
Yeah.
No. In Chinese food,
That's
they're-
another topic.
No, wait.
You're batty over there.
Chinese food, you'll never see dogs and cats because they'll tell you like our food is the cat's meow. Our food is doggone good.
Speaking about food,
But wait a minute. Back to the iguana thing. Just to let you know, I heard this in Mexico. The word that they use for iguana, it sort of like translates in English to tree chicken because they do eat the iguanas.
Is that right?
And back in the 80s, if you remember Wall of Voodoo, Mexican radio.
it sounds familiar.
I'm on Mexican radio.
Yeah.
Well, one of the lines in the song is, I wish I was in Tijuana eating barbecued iguana.
Oh,
You never heard that?
Never.
I
That's before my
I
time.
remember the song, but
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
before your
listening
time,
to it. But,
I'm a spring chicken.
Yeah, you're a
They're
spring
saying they
chicken.
want us to start eating them because that's really the only way to get rid of them.
No, they are good.
That's
They're
here in
good.
Florida.
Yeah, but I wonder what it tastes like.
But
really.
Like chicken.
Yeah, chicken. I'm gonna stick with chicken then.
I just can't get over the nails.
Yeah.
See, where's that, folks?
Have you
This
ever
is
seen
just.
one run really fast?
Oh, yeah.
They're like water like this, but they are fast.
Did you ever see the ones stand on their hind legs and run?
Yes, it's but
I
I'll tell you
haven't
the funniest
seen
thing
that.
to see.
Yeah.
When I first came down to Florida, I remember my brother was telling me when the weather gets really cold, they actually freeze
And fall out of trees.
They fall out of
right?
trees, yeah, 'cause they're not
So
used to it.
he's at the pool and he says he's just laying there. And it was a really hot day. This was like after the cold or whatever, and all of a sudden. He looks over, and it's huge. He said it's the funniest thing.
No, they go into a suspended
are they
animation.
still alive?
They go into like
Yeah.
a
Right?
hibernation,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he just and then the thing took. It was just so funny. It's like it was frozen and then it just fell out. But it was just it was one of those stories. You had to
In the winter, they have icicles and snowstorms up north. We have falling iguanas.
No, listen, this is
It's
a
like
true.
raining man. It's raining
Every
waters.
area has its own little
God.
dangers and things that you need to be aware of.
What you just said, this is a true story. A guy down here, it was in Fort Lauderdale. When we had, this was like last year, we had a really, really cold spell. this guy, I don't know whether he was Mexican or whatever, or he just was, he just wanted something. He was going around when it was really cold. No, listen.
He's grabbing the iguanas.
He picked up all the iguanas that were in suspended animation. He was putting them in his car. And then all of a sudden, because it's cold, he's driving and he puts the heat on, and all of a sudden they all came back to life and they're running all around the car like this, like he's driving. The iguanas are going crazy. He's trying
Maybe
to
he should
drive.
stick collecting bottles, you
Oh
know?
my God, that's crazy. That would make sense. That's funny.
That's
I
hysterical.
wonder how they're able to survive. It's like,
I don't
Well,
know.
they're cold-blooded, so I guess
They're
the
cold-blooded.
system slows down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But I would guess if it's cold enough, they would probably die. I would guess. I mean,
I think we're gonna have to say that for a zoology show.
yeah, there you go.
So
We gotta get that guy. What's his? No, not him. His kids.
The what?
The Ozzy guy.
Oh yeah.
He's
So
got
the
his
guy,
kids, yeah, but his
The
kids,
Ozzy
his kids
guy.
are doing
the
it.
one that
I'm gonna poke it with a stick.
yeah, I can't think of his name. He got Irwin. Yeah, he got
Oh, Steve Irwin?
Steve Irwin, but his son sounds just
Wait
like
a
him.
minute. Is Steve Irwin the one from
That died. Yeah, Steve
died
Irwin was
from
from the Stingray.
Yeah.
But his son is doing
Mindy
it.
or Bindi. Bindi or
Something
Mindy
like
is-
that.
His
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah,
It's his
yeah.
And
daughter.
then he had a son too.
Yeah, and the son, I saw him on TV.
Oh really?
He wears the little khaki shorts, the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards.
Oh, wow.
And he's poking.
Poking stuff.
Is that all?
Anyway,
Didn't he read the memo? I mean, I don't know. Don't poke.
don't poke stuff.
Don't
Don't
poke.
poke
Leave it
stuff.
alone. Leave it alone.
Especially
Don't put the
like,
iguana in your car and turn the heat on. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
don't poke a shark, a bear, sleeping
That's
bear,
it.
or a tiger.
Or him while he's sleeping. I mean, come on.
Don't do it.
No. Anyway, okay, listen, we're gonna move this on. Okay, here's another zany thing. Okay, we good. All right. Believe it or not,
Hold on. I gotta catch my breath. Okay, go ahead.
I know it just. But and listen, everything we just told you again, it's true.
Because it was researched by.
Kathy.
Hey,
Hello,
2 times
Kathy.
in one day. What? Oh, you're good,
You.
But okay, you ready for this one? Now this is good. Now, all the food companies tried when they advertise. Okay, they advertise their food, like whether it's any food chain. I don't need to name all that. When they put a commercial on or a picture ad in a magazine, so you buy their food, correct? Okay, right. So it's more,
sure.
so it looks more appetizing.
Yeah.
So you want to eat it. Well, ready? This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. Burger King, which we all know, Burger King.
Flame broiled.
Yes.
They're
Whoppers.
originally
Well,
from Florida.
Are they really?
Yeah.
look, all the weird stuff is always from Florida.
Yeah, true story.
That's why the real estates will go with the weirdest people.
It's fun.
Anyway, Burger King, to increase their sales, and this is their you want to call it their selling point, that our food, we don't put preservatives in it.
That's good for you.
Yeah, okay, but yeah,
How
that's
long
that's
does it
great.
last?
But wait
It's
a
very
minute.
healthy.
Okay, wait a minute. Well, no, but listen, a Whopper wouldn't last that long around me to see how long it lasts. But Burger King put this ad out of their Whopper covered in mold. Because they said they let it sit up to show people that their Whoppers have no preservatives. And with the mold on it in the ad, that's supposed to make it, like you say, looking at that Whopper, I just want to go right out and have a Whopper.
I don't know about you, but maybe McDonald's has like some spies in the agency. I mean,
Well, listen.
who does that?
Wait a minute, so
I mean,
then,
that wouldn't make me want to.
Yeah, I mean that would make me want to like.
I'd be looking at it to make sure that this wasn't the one with the
Yeah.
preservatives. You know
well,
what I
what
mean?
about...
I mean, were they trying to promote Wendy's or something?
No, wait a minute. You know they have the song, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, special
Special-
orders.
That's McDonald's, dude.
No, that's that's Burger King.
Oh,
You
that's
can have
Burger
it your way at Burger
Have it
King.
your way, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the
So
cheese.
I'll have the Burger King. You don't hold the pickles in the mold, please. I'll just 86 on the mold.
Man,
That's gross.
how did this agency get the contract to represent?
I
So,
don't know, but
you know, they someone had an interview. Oh, I got a great idea, and they said, "Yeah, that's
And
the one we're gonna go with."
probably the
Put
real
mold
estate,
on it.
probably the advertising agent probably came in with their service dog,
Oh.
petting the dog. You know, I think we really need to movies who show how nature is the way. You know what I mean? What is that piece of inside the? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? You don't
God.
put that on an ad.
You know, there was a commercial of a sub shop, and they had it was a big rat, like a person, but there was a rat, and the rat was going around. I forget the name of the sub shop, and they were advertising. It was a sub shop.
Submarines?
No, subs.
Sub shop.
Subs.
Are you talking about heroes?
Yeah.
Well, we're from
Okay.
up north. It's a
It's
hero,
like
a
Los
hoagie. Down here they call it,
Anyways,
yeah.
subs.
Subs.
So the commercial was a
I bet
big
you
rat
must have hamburgers.
advertising subs, and I'm thinking it's disgusting because now I'm thinking that there's rats.
Rats.
Wrapped.
I'll have a rat, please.
But you know what I mean?
Say that
Does
10
it
times.
taste like chicken?
Well, if there's rats, first of all, you don't put a rat in an advertisement with food. It just doesn't, you know what I mean? Because,
Yeah.
I
It's
never,
like mold.
I swear to God, I never ever went into that store to buy a sub because of that reason. It was
What's
disgusting.
they
Hoagie.
thinking?
Hoagie.
I don't know.
It's a
It makes
hoagie.
me think that there's rats in the place running around all over the food. And,
It sounds bad.
Yeah.
But what about if it's Mickey Mouse? He's cute.
Well,
I'm
he's
saying.
cute, but that
Well,
means,
he's a mouse, not a rat.
Yeah, it's,
I heard he was a rat. Some people thought.
yeah, it's
That mouse, he's a real rat.
absolutely disgusting.
What did you have for breakfast?
It was spiked.
Anyway, moving along. Okay, all right, okay. We got that. When the Burger King, we did that. So, I mean,
You want
I'll
some?
still eat
You want
Whoppers.
some?
Is that water? You know, for the last
Holy
show.
water. Holy bless you.
I'm a
You
vampire.
need some of that.
I ate one of those donuts with the lesson with the blood on it.
Oh my God.
All right, here we go. Moving along. There we go. Now here's another one. Everyone knows the Boy Scouts, right? Okay.
Boy Scouts, yeah.
Okay,
Boy
the
Scouts, Girl Scouts. I like their cookies. The
Right.
chocolate mint. I eat marron.
I like
Yes.
the what's the
What about the one, the grand
with the
one with the
coconut.
little chocolate?
Okay, that's the Girl Scouts. I'm not talking about the
Girl
Girl
Scouts.
Scouts. I
well, the
said
Girl
Scouts.
Scouts are obviously
Wait, wait.
better.
Wait a minute,
so
wait a
They got the
saying,
cookies.
we
I'm
got the
just saying, hey,
cookies.
girls
not
to
the
me are
point.
always
Yeah,
better.
like
I'm just saying,
cookies.
girls are always better than boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Okay, cool.
I'll
I
wait.
didn't know that.
I'll wait.
Okay.
Okay, done? All right.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
My bad.
True story again. The Boy Scouts of America, okay, are going bankrupt.
Oh no.
Now, the reason for this is that there's too many lawsuits because of molestation. Okay, yes.
Mold?
No, not mold.
Too many
Like
birds.
molested. All right, so which means that there's too many
By
lawsuits.
the headmaster, what do they call them? Because I wasn't.
The
part of it.
headmaster, that's not really a good word.
Ay, ay, ay. I didn't mean that. Take it
There
back.
must be. I mean,
What do they call them?
The weenies and the marshmallows at the campfire have a whole different meaning. That's why they're going
Oh
bankrupt.
my gosh.
Terrible.
So let me ask you a question. Well, they're not called headmasters. What are they called? The
Scoutmasters.
The scout. Are they mostly priests?
No. Probably when they go.
Maybe they should call the
No,
Pope.
no.
What do we do?
They start out as scoutmasters, and then when they go away on their first trip, they become
Wow,
headmasters.
that is crazy.
That's crazy.
And it's funny.
True
because I
story.
heard-
It's true. It's
I
true.
heard something about a year or two ago where the Boy Scouts were letting girls in because
Yes.
they couldn't make ends meet.
No, that's the that's the
Oh my
Cub
God.
Scouts. Cub Scouts.
Isn't
That's
that
true
the same
too.
thing?
No,
Cubs
Cub
are
Scouts
kids.
Cub Scouts are younger than Boy Scouts.
Oh, so
You know, like
they-
a cub.
All right, or think of it this way. Think of it
A
this
little
way.
cub animal, and then you know.
Think of it like
is it a
football.
different organization?
No,
It's
it's
age group.
well, it's just a different age group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just a different.
So, like if it was wrestling, it's a different weight class.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the younger ones.
Got you. So what happens when the little Cub Scouts become Bear Scouts? Do they,
No, they
do
become
girls
Boy
go their own
Scouts.
thing? And what about if you're a girl?
You remain a Girl Scout.
Hey, did my ex-girlfriend put you on this show?
I mean, people
Jeez.
want to know.
No. You
Inquiring
have the
minds
Boy
wanna know.
Scouts and you have the Cub Scouts. The Boy Scouts from them dressed in brown, and the Cub Scouts dressed in blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Two
I remember
different
those kids in
age.
school that used to wear the blue and yellow. Yeah.
Right. And I was never a Boy Scout.
I don't see them walking around anymore. By the way.
Wow.
That's because they're going
Because they're
bankrupt.
going bankrupt.
Oh, okay.
Because they're going bankrupt because of the
Because of
the
what's
weenie
going on.
roast and
The
the
weenie roast.
marshmallows at the
Okay, yeah.
campfire.
Those campfires.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So what'd you do? We sat around the campfire and roasted weenies.
Oh boy. I hate
Yes.
when that happens.
Watch, we're going to start getting hate mail.
Hey,
Like,
who-
no, but
who's
listen,
eating a wiener?
this
You
is
gotta call it a
true.
hot dog.
Okay,
Or a Frankfurter. Or a Frankie.
or Frank, whatever. Whatever. But I'm
Just
telling you, this is again true. I'm not just making this up. So if somebody comes like, oh yeah, my son went to place, well, okay, well, I'm not saying. I'm just telling you the fact why. Okay,
Wow. So they're actually going bankrupt?
they're actually going
That's
bankrupt.
too
So are they
From the
are
lawsuits,
they
too many lawsuits.
liquidating or they're restructuring?
How the hell do I know? They're having a yard sale, selling
Will they
all
be
their
called
tents.
something-
I don't
Will they
know.
be called something other than the Boy Scouts if they survive? I mean, I don't know. Inquiry
But-
minds
That
want
was
to
a good
know.
outlet for kids, you know, when
It was. I mean, that was,
parents are, you know, working and the kids come home from school,
Yeah,
they have someplace
you
to
know-
go, some
You know what that
extra
reminds me
activity.
of, Deborah? It reminds me of these communities, like in Long Island, they had these prefabricated communities. They were like post-World War II
Right.
communities. Like one of them was called Levittown. So every house was like a cookie cutter.
Right.
right.
And it was designed.
Yeah, now they call it a development.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And it
It
was,
was the same.
and it was for the military veterans that came
Yeah.
back from World War II. You know,
Right.
they were going into suburbia, and they would have little kids. If they had a little girl, it would be a little Girl Scout.
Girl Scout, yeah.
Girl
Or,
Scout.
or now it could be a Cub Scout, but back then it would be a Girl Scout. And if they
Right.
had a little babushka, it would be a Cub Scout,
Right?
and then the little boy would be
A Cub Scout,
Yeah.
Cub Scout. No, Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
When he got
In
older.
those communities, yeah.
Yeah.
But
There was a community that all the houses, they're all single family homes and they're all the same color. And I was selling a house.
Don't ever get drunk in that neighborhood. Where's my house?
I was selling
Wait,
a
they
house
all
in
look
that
the same.
community, and it is, you get lost all the time because everything looks the same. But somebody had come out of their house and they were telling me that this community used to be one of those, whatever they called them back
Like a
then,
Levittown.
because they were all the same. And it was almost like a barracks type of thing, you know,
Yeah.
and for the military. And then you know, over the years later, they just kind of built them up.
You want to hear something interesting? I was watching a YouTube video actually yesterday, and there's a movement against single-family homes because they're basically not eco-friendly. And some people
Really?
feel that it's not eco-friendly to have a single-family home. It's not the most productive way to save the environment, and so on and so forth. And that they feel that there shouldn't be single-family homes, or there should be less of them.
I don't
Just
understand. They
interesting.
don't want
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it was on a YouTube video. I don't know the name of the guy, but he was
probably
talking about
someone that can't get into a single family home.
I don't know. I mean, he looked like
He
a
doesn't
little.
That's possible.
Yeah, he looked a little thin there. I mean, he might have been
Yeah.
starving. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would much rather be in a single family home personally, just because I like to be
Right. Well, that's what he.
separated and
Well, that's what he
you're
said.
here.
He said, you know, people desire it,
Yeah.
but you know, he.
Eco-friendly.
I don't know. I mean,
Unless
I
you're taking up too much of the land, because
personally, I feel that when the snowbirds come here to Florida,
Yeah.
and they congest the streets and the highways and the roadways,
That's
I
happening.
feel like they're taking my oxygen. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah, that
Things
was.
are horrible down here in Florida. Don't come down. Get out of here. The weather's horrible. It's 70 degrees. Get out of here. It's cold.
it's cold. Yeah.
Fort
The name
Booper-
is-
Fort
Actually,
Pooperdale.
sometimes it's a little
A
cold.
little nippy.
A little nippy.
Little nippy.
Fort Pooperdale.
Fort Pooperdale, it's up. Oh yeah, it's up and running again. They just keep on
Because the
breaking.
ground is falling. Watch out. Get your helmets on.
We got falling iguanas, breaking sewers. But it is a nice place to live.
Yeah, come on
It
now.
really is. Yeah.
The water's warm.
Remember?
In Brown. Brown-ish.
You guys, I thought I was the only sick one on this show. I don't know whether it's
Mike,
rubbing
you
off.
bring out the best in us, honestly.
You really.
Well, thank you so much. It's
You
nice
know
to
what?
be appreciated.
He's the
Real
real
deal.
deal.
I'm an instigator.
You really are. You are the protagonist.
All right, here we go. Now we're gonna move on here. Now here's another crazy story. Oh God, coming from me, I can't imagine. Okay, here we go. There's this new thing out that you can see this on YouTube. Okay, because you were talking about YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube,
All right. The new thing in middle school. Okay, now this started in Spain. Okay, it didn't start down the street. I'm saying you can see it on YouTube. It's called the Skull Breaker Challenge.
Huh?
Now, I mean, with all the kids in middle school, they have come up with these zany things. And the last thing I heard, they were eating Tide
Tide
Pods.
Pods, yeah.
Tide Pods. Okay,
Yeah,
They
crazy
didn't
stuff.
stick around to tell you how it came out because
Well, if you have
Clean.
a child in middle school and they get a hold of this, like you've seen the movie Jackass. I mean,
Yeah.
or people do crazy things on the internet to try to get famous. Okay? I mean, if you want to be famous, rob a bank. I mean, you'll be famous. Rob a bank.
Don't do that.
No, but I'm saying if you want to be famous, because like I always told
Out
people,
disclosure.
right? This is our disclaimer. I'm not
And
telling
if you do, we take a piece of that, all right?
Well, what I always used to say, people would say, though, like, is it hard to get on TV? No, it's not hard to get on TV. You work in a bank or 7-Eleven with an AK or something, you will be on TV. The talent is being paid to be on TV.
There you go.
There you go. That's the talent. Okay. So anyway, but the Skull Breaker Challenge, what they do is you get 3 kids that they stand next to somebody else. There's 3 standing abreast. Okay.
Like us 3.
Like us, yeah, okay, 3 abreast, like this. The first 2 kids on the outside jump in the air. When they come down, the middle kid jumps up in the air. They play together. It's like some game or dare or whatever. Then the 2 kids on the side, while he's up in the air, kick his legs out so he falls backwards
Oh,
and hits
that
his head
sounds
skull
nice.
breaker.
Wow.
Wow.
Is anybody getting hurt yet?
So if your kid's an honors student and starts coming home from school, he's in middle school, and he starts acting, he's acting a little bit like more stupid than usual. okay, or greater, he's doing things
And
with
his
greater
grades are
stupidity,
being affected.
and his grades are falling. You might want to investigate that. Say,
Wow.
so, son, what are you doing when you're out with your friends?
Playing a
Why do
challenge.
people come up with this crazy stuff?
Because they all want to get to everybody now. Is
Ah.
everybody wants to get on TV. They all watch, the mass media, all
I
the
mean,
things.
I always see the nice challenges, like the Kiki challenge. It's nice and safe. You jump out the car while it's moving and you start dancing, and safe stuff. No,
What? Going 60 miles an hour?
that's the way I do it. Live on the edge, man. Whoa!
No. If you do that, it's almost like the safety tip when they tell you what to do when you're on fire. Drop and roll. 'Cause if you're going 60, you jump out the car, that's what you're going to be doing. No, wait, we might get in trouble for starting something. Then you might call it the bounce challenge. Like, jump out of the car.
Well, they already had tied. You might as
No,
well
wait. Well,
make the fabric soft.
Well, that started to chemical dependency. Can you imagine them in rehab? So how did you get started? How did you get started? Well, I was eating Tide Pods, and it was the bleach part that was in it that got me
I can't even
addicted.
imagine.
That was the
You
hook.
can't be very.
But then they're going to be having
Can't
this
be just
challenge. Okay, we're going to call it the bounce challenge. Go down the road 60 miles an hour. Okay, open the door, jump out, and we count how many times you bounce.
Just say no. Just like drugs. Just say no.
There you go.
Just say no.
There you go,
No.
Nancy. That's your line, dude.
Man.
Okay, Nancy Reagan.
Just say no, folks.
Oh, good.
Okay, all right. Now, moving along. Another crazy thing. True story. And it happened right here. Imagine, in Fort Lauderdale. And this just happened recently.
You're never selling another property
I
again.
know.
You
Oh my
that, right?
God.
Okay, all right, here we go. Fort Lauderdale, okay. Spirit Airlines. Now, first thing I always wondered, okay, I understand American and Delta, US Air, Southwest. They're all like, they're legitimate names for airline. Who would name an airline Spirit? Think about it. Become a Spirit, whatever. Wow.
Wow. I never thought of that.
Where this coincides, this happened recently. There was a flight going from Fort Lauderdale to Costa Rica. A lady on the plane had a heart attack and died. And it was reported everybody was running around. The stewardesses didn't know. The stewardesses didn't know what to do. Like as far, I mean, that the crew wasn't really proficient in
Did they know she was
restoring life. Oh yeah, there was like she was dead. She was dead. She was.
dead? Did they poke her with a stick?
Well, a lot of all the kids were. I imagine kids going up to the island. Can you imagine being on the flight? Like I mean, first of all, it must have been like she was dying to go to Costa Rica.
She was obviously taking a one-way trip, right?
Imagine going on a
Did she get a
ship.
discount? Did she get her money back?
Well, no. What she was playing is that she went first class, but came home air cargo. She saved a lot of money. Now, can you imagine she's in the chair? Imagine she's in the chair. She's dead like this, and then you go by. Could you go and buy Go
We're gonna have a booth
making
there, by the way.
faces at the lady. The
That
lady.
reminds me of that show. Remember that show? Weekend
Weekend
at
at
Bernie's?
Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Put the hat on. And,
Yeah.
Hold on, let's
One of
get
my favorite shows. I love that show. That was the funniest.
No, wait a minute.
Did they do that on the plane? Did they put like a hat?
No,
and a vest
no,
on?
and she was sitting there, she was dead, and she was the last person. She was the last person to take off the plane. Can you imagine the whole flight? She's sitting there like this. Stewardess, can you give this lady a blanket, please? She's kind of cold. You know,
Hey,
like
she's taking my armrest. What was it?
yeah, the armrest.
What's
Get
the
off
name
my
again?
armrest.
Everybody to the inside of the
Aisle.
If you don't get your arm off my armrest, I'm going to kill you. Oh, sorry. Way ahead of myself. Got ahead of
way ahead of
myself.
me.
Oh,
I thought
man.
that everybody on the plane had to be proficient in all
That's what I
all
thought.
kinds of safety issues. You know,
But maybe
first
she,
aid.
but I mean, if she died before they can get to it, I mean,
Well, yeah, she did. She died. She died.
did she
Died.
die?
Was she
You
young?
know,
Do
like
you know,
the
was she
specifics. Did
older,
die
or-
quickly?
Yeah, she was an older lady. She was on the plane and she died.
Wow.
I mean, it's a shame. I mean,
And she was
whatever.
traveling alone.
I don't know the details. I don't know whether she was in the witness protection board running away. I don't know. She was flying to see her boyfriend. I don't know.
Spirit
If I don't
Airlines.
know, I won't tell you.
That's like a really inexpensive airline. I got a funny
It
story
is.
about Spirit Airlines. I actually went on Spirit Airlines once.
Yeah, it's really inexpensive. They don't send their stewardess and stuff to like
True
life
story.
savings
I
to
was
first
on-
aid class.
I was on the flight. I was a younger guy, younger guy. I'm trying to say a couple of bucks on Spirit Airlines.
So last year,
Yeah, last year. This is why I like that face-to-face in real estate. This is the reason
See?
why right here. You see? This right here.
See?
Right there. Anyhow, so what happens is we had a seat, I don't know, towards the back of the plane. And there was like maybe one other seat in the back. But the problem was, I guess the maintenance crew never bothered to tighten the seat, so the seat really didn't stay in place. It was loose.
That was scary.
It was disconnected, right? So we're sitting down on the plane. The guy who's designated for that seat, he was a dude from the Dominican Republic. So we were having a
Right,
chat
right,
with him.
right,
And he was
right,
American, but he was from the Dominican
Yeah.
Republic. So he was having a chat with him. And, you know, I didn't like flying, right? So we
oh god, that's all you need to see.
cocktails beforehand.
Oh,
you know,
I'm so
sit down.
surprised. Have a couple
Yeah,
cocktails.
yeah, 'cause I don't drink now, but back then, you know, especially on a plane.
You're drunk now, aren't you?
No, I'm blind.
Get back, get back. Walk that damn thing, will you?
I get that all the
Gotta go
time.
out.
So anyway, the
put
guy's
that thing away?
sitting in the chair, and he realizes that the chair's not connected, and you know he had a couple of cocktails with us.
Yeah.
So the freaking seat's wobbling, and he's trying to buckle, but he can't because the chair's not connected, right? So the airline steward, the
Steward.
was a guy. He came over and he said, "Sir, you have to buckle yourself up. We're getting ready to take off." Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to." He didn't want to say the chair was busted. He was
Why?
concerned they were going to take him off the plane. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't want to.
Wouldn't
say
you
it
want to
either.
be off the plane knowing that the plane isn't like,
Whoa.
you know, safe?
I already had a few, you know, I was
You
a
didn't
couple
care.
of sheets to the wind already.
You
So
just hoping you'd make it
let's
the way
go.
you were supposed to be.
Okay.
But anyway, make a long story short, what ended up happening is they finally realized that the seat was messed up. And they were telling the guy, you got to get off. And he didn't want to get off. And this is before all those instances that occurred where people were fighting.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you know, they didn't get the security to come or anything like that. And they're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Really?
Make a long story short, they let the guy stand on the plane. He flew on the plane.
He's rocking. So it was a rocking chair.
The planes are rocking.
Don't bother
But
knocking.
aside from that, it was an inexpensive flight. And
It's very cheap.
We got there
Yeah.
safe.
Because you know, you're gonna
No
get-
spirits.
Okay, well,
Other than the cocktails.
speaking of spirits, this just came to mind again, like a meteor. Boom, makes me an egg. Another true story happened in Florida. Speaking about dead people, all right, this happened. This was in northern Florida. This was a couple of years ago. Okay, you know how we have the HOV lanes, and it says that it must be at least 2 passengers to
Yeah,
ride in the lane.
vehicle.
You get a ticket, right? Okay.
Yeah.
This guy was driving a coroner's van. He was all by himself, and he had Bonnie in the back, and he was in a rush. He had to go up someplace.
No.
So he took one of the cadaver and put him in the passenger seat, sitting
What a
upright,
Oh,
That's a
man.
lot.
like this, right? Well, he's speeding up in the HOV lane, gets pulled over by Florida Highway Patrol. The highway patrol guy comes up and says, he says, "Sir, you know, you were speeding." He says, "You're not supposed to be in this lane." He says, "You're supposed to have 2 people." because the trooper saw the guy was dead. You know, he looks cadaveric. I mean, you can tell when somebody that. And I don't know whether it's a couple days or fresh.
Still a person.
Still a person. But he said you're supposed to have 2 people. And all of a sudden the guy turned around and said, I do have 2 people. And the trooper goes, yeah, but they're supposed to be alive.
I heard that somebody.
That's true. That's true.
I
It's
heard
true.
there was a guy that they had, I don't know if it was a guy or whatever, but they had a blow up doll. And they used to put the blow up doll on the passenger side just to.
I heard that.
I mean,
Yep,
but
yep,
you know,
yep.
all that preparation just to get in the fast lane. I mean, come on. Just, you know, maybe leave the
quickie.
house a little
No.
earlier. And, you know.
Well, I know that women, like older women, what they do with the blow up doll thing, and I don't want to touch that one
What?
because I can already see through it.
You don't want to touch that with a 10-foot. Never mind.
Never, yeah. But
Weenie?
but the blow up doll thing, older women like that are afraid like to go
That
someplace.
makes sense, yeah.
They put the woman in. I mean the dummy so that people think that she's with somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Oh, for security
For
purposes.
security purposes,
Ah,
Anyway,
so more than one usage.
Or a dog.
all right,
Or a
guys,
dog.
we got to stop this.
How about
because
putting the
we-
dog in the car? Because the dogs are everywhere anyways,
Right.
right?
There you go.
That'd be good safety. Oh, speaking of that, real quick, was there was a snake. It's a fake snake in your car, and that's supposed to be like a deterrence for burglars as well. When they come to the door, the snake, you know.
What if you have tinted windows and it's nighttime?
Obviously,
Forget
that
it.
wasn't for Florida. So
Okay,
but,
yeah.
but that is a thing.
Okie dokie.
Anyway, folks. Okay, I don't know how much zanier it can get than this, but this is a zany show. But from all of us here at Real Deal Property Sharks, I'm your host, Jersey Mike,
The real
Coach Nick, Deborah Face. We just want to tell you, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you tune in soon.
See you next time.
Peace.
We're out of here. Peace.